Hello and welcome to some more Scrap Mechanic Survival. This time, for this episode, I think now I have it sorted and figured out of how to make it a little bit more entertaining because now I know that resource gathering does take a while. I always kind of knew that, but for some reason I just kind of thought, making a car won't be that bad. But anyways, in this video I will be, or in this episode, video, whatever, I'll be I'll be sprucing up the car. I will probably actually start an actual farm and get the drill. And all that will be done through, you guessed it, resource gathering. But this time, I'm not going to include any resource gathering on screen. I'm just going to do it uh, off screen, so you don't really have to see it, and the video is shorter. But the reason why I've started recording now is because, well, one, I upgraded kind of the parts and all this here, how it works. Now I have a gas container here, and then I have a large chest as well, so I can store things here. So this will kind of be my like multi-purpose, mainly adventuring vehicle, as that's kind of the what I want the main purpose of it to be. But I don't want to create a whole nother vehicle right now for drilling. Because once I get the drill, I'll be able to make vehicles faster by mining some of the rocks and stuff. So this will be my goal right here for this episode. So I'll probably do some adventuring, things like that. And then another reason why I started recording now is to make a farm. I'm going to start making more substantial farm, kind of a little protected area. I'll probably farm every other night since I'm not really ready for any big raids yet. And I've been kind of putting it off of doing it. And should this still be the place? I think it should be. I think it's a kind of nice area, kind of shielded by the rock there. So yes, that's what I'll be doing in this episode. So let me enter into time-lapse mode to make a little farm here. Uh-oh. Unauthorized farming detected. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Oh boy. I should be fine. I think I'm just overreacting, you know. It's just simple farm bots. What damage could they do? And plus I need their resources more than anything. So by creating this farm, I'm doing good stuff. This is my thinking station. Well, it looks like this is currently what my farm looks like. Um, Not that great. Okay, I kind of don't like this position because this tree's in the way, and I just feel like it's covering everything. Which, I mean, if it affected how well that they could spot me, I would do it, but I don't think it actually does. I think I can tear this tree down though, and it'll be better for me. And plus, I ran out of scrap wood to finish the backside there, so I also want to get a second layer in. Okay, well, I put a little bit more defense on it. So hopefully this will help. I kind of spaced it out because I don't think that the if it's fully filled it really matters because yeah, I mean that's kind of what a fence does. It's not like a solid brick wall. But they are trying to break through, so maybe better if it was thicker, but I just don't have enough materials for that right now. So the advantage of making this on this area here is that I can only really get attacked from one side. The green little bots will come from the ocean, but I mean that's gonna take a while, and by that time I've pretty much finished everything. But then they could sneak up on you and secretly destroy it all while you're not looking, which is what happened one time. But everything looks good, and I have 7 hours, so that's good. I may look at what crafting and things and see kind of things about that. But 5 seconds now, so let's see what happens. I'm gonna look out in this farm field area. Oh, he just popped in. It seems like it's just one, possibly maybe. Oh, two. Hey guys, nice to see you here. Yep, got him. No. I'm using the wrong thing. No, you don't attack that. It looks like they didn't get through though, which is fine, good. And of course, it's much less than I prepared for. It was just those, oh, those three green. It looks like they spawn at different distances, probably a random distance, which is pretty cool for some randomization and some waves and things like that, but it looks like my field has survived another day. This is a nice steady farm to start off with. I know I'm kind of lost for words, but I'm just trying to making sure that I'm not going to get another counter. So yep, nice little farm. It worked. Uh, they'll probably spawn a bit more the more that I farm, just in general, not like nights in a row. So yeah, now I'll just be resource gathering, and I'll see you in a week because that is probably random points during the week. I'll just get on and resource gather, and of course go into my thinking corner and think very hard about what I'm doing. Very hard about what I'm doing. I wanted resource gathering. Looks like I found myself a warehouse, and I thought I thought that was a right here. I thought that was a creature that I hadn't seen before. It was like looks like an insect, but luckily it was a bush. I see a lighting over there, but that has been day one. Found got a decent amount of resources, as you can see here. And I'll be packing that in the old chest back there. And I will stay away from that thing right there. That is for sure. I I couldn't resist. I had to have a closer look. But look it up. Look, you could. It looks like you could go all the way up there. I mean, like, oh man, looking at this like in person. Look, imagine all the stories and all the stuff that you can get, but imagine how much enemies there'll be. I'm not ready for it, but it is really tempting. And that is something that is. This is a good way of promoting adventuring and progression. Is it's like based off of all the buildings and stuff, you get a decent amount of stuff. But it's like seeing how big this is, and it's like especially since of the importance of its location, you can just imagine all the stuff that you could get from that. Plus, you already know that it's hard enough to fight those two guys there, the hay bot, and then I'm also starving, and then the green bot there. But just imagine, like you know that whatever's in there is gonna put up a real fight. But then whenever you start going there, tape bots start attacking you. And if you don't know tape bots, then it's like, whoa, is this a step up? And it definitely is. So just this just it, I mean, I just had to have my little rant there because I know I kind of went on and on about kind of adventure and progression and things like that in my dev talks, and it's like, oh, could do these things, but it's like looking at this in person, this is pretty good right here. But there's from the progression of going from for like all the minor progression things to here are kind of lackluster, which is kind of what I was mainly hinting at. But oh man, imagine going there. Another episode. Rant over. All right, day 2 of being incredibly close to a warehouse right now. The road led me here. This is another warehouse, by the way. But the road led me here. I don't know why I advanced forth whenever I could clearly just back out, but you can see there's a tape bot over there. There's actually a tape bot guarding the entrance right here, and I snuck up right next to him and knocked him out. He actually dealt 55 damage to me, which almost killed me if he took 2 shots, but luckily he went down in 1. I am very far away, so it would have taken me forever to come back. But day 2, I have all this stuff here. Got the stuff from yesterday I have in the crate, so all this was from today, and my first few steps into a warehouse. It looks incredible. There's another tape out over there. It seems like they stay in their positions. So there's a red chest over there. If these guys see me, I am 100% dead, because I have no spud gun, no nothing. But there's a red chest there, and I kind of really want to see what's in it. Hopefully hitting the chest doesn't alert them. Let me go put my stuff up, because if I die, then I'm not coming back here. Alright, as you can see, I have a lot of supplies. A lot of supplies, but it won't stay like this on the car. Right now, I just want to get over there, and I'll most likely die. But if I don't, then that'll be great, because then I'll get whatever is in that chest over there. He's still in his spot, so it seems like they mostly stay in their spots. I'm just gonna get this one chest. He's still over there. I should be able. I've no idea how their AI reacts, as I haven't seen any videos on warehouses, leaving it completely open as to what will happen, so I've actually no idea what's in there. Oh, he went there, he went there. Perfect. Look at this. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oh, great. I'm not here, I'm not here. Can I peek inside? Nope. I'm not here. My computer's running a bit slower, and I've noticed some lag spikes next to this. I thought that was a red crate. Majorly mistaken. There's a tape bot over there. I am going to escape now. I don't have any more room in my chest, as I found out. Where did he go? So I'm gonna be heading back. I'm gonna take all the stuff off my car and head back. But here, or the other one's actually closer. It's like over in that direction. But look at this place. Look at how big it is. Anyways, that's it for day two. Day two. Gonna head back. Gonna uh find other stuff. But yeah, heading back. That's it. Goodbye. Stress. So, I was on my way back, and I found him. Uh, first time that I seen him in my game. He's there. Uh, uh, I'm just gonna. Ooh, jeez. I am getting out of here immediately. Hello, hello. This is day 3. Now, notice how I didn't say end of day 3 because I found this. I found a trapped trader. Or not necessarily a trapped trader, just a trapped guy here, which means I can take him to the trader for some things. So I found an outpost. It looks like there's only one. I wonder if it's randomized between 1 and 2 because I'm pretty sure once I get him in to the trader post, then it resets this area. So then there's 1 or 2 possibly. But then I've also been collecting beehives because I need those for things. You can also see I have a red counter because I've been farming. Well, this is like the beginning of the farm, but I will remember this location. You can see I smashed those beehives there to get the honey. I looked and I saw that, and I found that. So I'm going to quickly head back and show you some other stuff. Alright, I'm back. The sun's just about setting, so that means I have 5 minutes, 22 seconds. But what I wanted to do is create another one of these, and I used 8 of them to improve my engine. So let me just quickly grab a few more. How many do I have? 8, 9, 10. Alright, let me quickly get another one of these, just so I can have it. It's gonna fall right down on my... Oh, not exactly. How long does this take? There we go. Boom, got another one. Let me lift them up and just put him here for now. So now I have 2. One could go in a creation or somewhere else, or whatever. 4 minutes. Another thing that I wanted to do is create what I wanted to create, which is this. And I might as well create this as well. So I can create those now. And you can see I collected the beehives for kind of this stuff. So I want to make the vacuum pump that feeds into, I think, just a water container right now. So I'll need some glue clams for that. That's easy because I have, as you can see, I have way too much of this stuff. Alright, looks like I have 20 seconds remaining. And you can see that I've finished out kind of it, and I replaced that with some now metal 1, which has decent amount more durability. I think it has 3 bars more durability, which is good. But we're gonna see. Yep, there they are. Uh-oh, I have a haybot. That's not good. Where is he going? I like how they randomly kind of like skirt around sometimes, which is kind of cool. I'm right here. Oh, I have a little one. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Here we go, got him. I need to get him. There's always a guy attacking on this side. Looks like he was trying to go for the same spot, which is good. Where's the... Hey guys, you just hanging out? Having a good time over there? You know, not that you're trying to raid a farm or anything, just kind of hanging out. He got that bit up there. But I can just replace it with this to fortify it more. It seems like they aren't even bothered about what's happening over here. I believe it took this from there. I mean, I guess I'll attack them. I don't know why they stopped. It's really odd. Oh, and now only this guy's attacking. Are you guys broken? Oh. Bug? I might have found a bug. You guys wanna talk it out? Oh, now he's going. No, can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Not allowed. It's really odd. You can see I get the bee stuff there. So yeah, I'll probably get some more bee stuff. Get some water things going. Try and find an amber place where I can find burnt down trees. Are these ready yet? Ooh, these are. I keep on attacking. Look, I just attacked the whole outside. Let me replace that. Wonder if I hit E, I can't destroy that, but would I be able to harvest these with E? I don't know. They're not harvested yet, or harvestable yet. Should I just see what happens with this guy? Should I I'll just I hit the reset button on him. There we go. Looks like I can start picking it up now, and if I hit E, yes, okay, I'm gonna start using E now to pick up the crops, so I don't accidentally destroy my fencing around here, my ultimate fencing, as you can see. Continuing on with my quest of conquering the world. I can actually make I can make both these right now. Why not? And I'll make this one as well. I think it did both. I'm not sure. Let's see what drops. I wonder if it waits for you to exit the menu before it... Yeah, it waits for you to exit the menu before it actually crafts it. Oh, that required 60. Oh, yeah, I don't have enough. Well, I got a resource collector now. That means whenever I go next to a resource, those resource peg things, and I'll just pick it up in here. But I think that'll be it. I've gotten a decent amount of stuff and all that, and it's the end of the week. So, yeah, I got a decent amount of stuff done. I know I haven't attached the drill or done any drilling yet, but I do have both the drill and the saw ready for next episode. So I'll see you then, and also be sure to stick around for the dev talk, as I'll be talking about some interesting things. See you there. And now on to the game dev talk, where I'll be talking about two parts again, the scrap mechanics and debugging, as that is one of the main components of programming is debugging, as that's kind of what you'll do most of the time. But anyway, let's get right into the scrap mechanics. Some of the things that I want to talk about is I think there should be more mechanics in it. I know there's a decent amount of mechanics in it, like especially like the things with the getting the wood and getting the stone and things like that. Those are some good mechanics. But I think with as far as like farming and things like that are concerned, and like killing the farm bots, it kind of feels like kind of lost on like the limitation, because scrap mechanic and it's kind of more of a sandbox kind of create your vehicle game, but I just feel like it's sort of limited in the amount of mechanics that it has. So I hope to see more mechanics in the future. Another thing but the mechanics is, like I said, it feels limited. just by the amount of stuff that you can do. I feel like the style is kind of lost with how you get some of the items. Like, for example, I was getting the honeycombs, and the honeycombs you just go up to just a honeycomb and hit it, and then honeycombs come out. And then if I had the quality upped, as you can see in other videos over Scrap Mechanic, you just see 2D bees flying around it, and it kind of doesn't feel right. And then also with the clams and the oil, that kind of feels like it's kind of there, um, but I just don't feel like it's really necessarily the correct style because you're just going out and collecting it. Now if like I feel like to get the style back is to kind of more like be more cohesive with some of the other mechanics. Like for example with the saw and the drill, those are used for the stone and the wood. But I feel like with those things it just kind of feels grindy, and especially and it's like I feel like it's been noticed whenever in the uh, game dev log where there was a change to where now you get more clams and now you get more oil, and yeah, I think you also get more chemicals because it just feels grindy. And so then I think in order to tie back in to be like less feel like it's grindy and more part of the game, like with the wood and the stone, just have it to where it kind of goes back to the style a bit more. Another thing is it kind of feels disjointed because, I mean, it is an early release, it is the first build and things like that, and it feels like a lot of the mechanics revolve around you instead of you being introduced into this world of mechanics going on. For example, like with the farm raiding, it just seems like they just appear there and then go at you because it's like, oh, they're kind of like farming and things like that. And yeah, I mean that one's good, but like another better example would be the chest, getting the chest. It's like, yeah, that's how you get your materials and stuff, but it, it feels like it's put up for you instead of like an ecosystem going on without you, and then you simply joining in and having your own journey. So I just kind of feel like it's disjointed, especially whenever the chests kind of just spawn in, and you don't. It just feels like a game mechanic. It should feel less like game mechanics and instead like a cohesive society that you've been introduced into. Which brings me on to the ecosystem, which is kind of what I said before, is that it's disjointed and it doesn't feel like it has an ecosystem. It feels like just game mechanics centered around you instead of having an evolving ecosystem around you. Now, some of the really good things that I found about the mechanics is like the walk in the corn. That's a unique mechanic. The corn, it's large, and the walk is the reverse cow, and it has the udders on the head, and that kind of really goes in with the style. So like with some things with the style lost, I think the style has really been honed in on the walking corn, and I think that's really good because it's unique to the game. And I think that's something that they should focus more on, things that are unique to the game and things like that, because I think um, some of the things that you do with some of the resources right now, it just doesn't really feel too unique to the game. But I think the walking corn is a good example of it, and it's like the thing with the walking corn is it's like you don't even need to use that mechanic because it's just to get some milk, and like sometimes you don't even need the milk. You can just farm and do other stuff and things. And then also with the kind of ecosystem thing, it's like the walk. The farm bots attack the walks, and that's another thing that kind of makes it feel more jointed and like you're joining in an ecosystem, and not just like, oh, attack you and ignore everything else in the world. Um, so then also the unauthorized farming, it fits with the game. There's two types of kind of mechanics or features to kind of put into a game. Ones that are unique to the game and ones that fit with the game. If they don't really fit with either of those in terms of mechanics, then it doesn't seem like it would be the best choice of going about how to introduce a mechanic. So, like I said, with the oil and the clams and the beehive wax and things like that, all that, it it doesn't really feel too unique, and it doesn't really feel like it fits. So that's kind of why it feels grindy. But of course, sometimes you can't get around having some things that just are a bit grindy and things like that, which makes sense. Um, so yeah, that's kind of just my opinion on some of the mechanics that are with the scrap mechanic, and it's like the unauthorized farming. That's something that fits with the game because they're farm bots, they're rogue farm bots, and they don't like you farming because that's their job. And so then that's why it's like, oh, unauthorized farming, and it just really fits with the game and kind of the story and things like that. So yeah, now on to debugging. So the first thing that you'll want to do with debugging, debugging. Debugging is something that you'll be doing most of the time if you ever are programming, because you'll make a piece of code, you'll think it works, and then it doesn't work. So how do you debug? Well, here's kind of some of the things that I've kind of kind of techniques and like just how I do it is first to locate your problem. So like find exactly kind of what the problem is and kind of define it. So if, for example, uh, this one object is like levitating off the ground or whatever, then that's your problem. So you've located it. And say it hasn't happened before. What's new? What have you introduced? What have you written in that's new that could have caused this problem to occur? And that's often the thing that you hear with programming is it's like, be sure to take it one step at a time, and like every time you write like a chunk of code, test it. Because then if you write the whole code and then test it, then the whole thing is new, and you can't really locate your problem that well. So the next thing is to kind of read it through, because sometimes you just kind of type it up real quick and you make a simple mistake, a syntax error or something like that. And you just kind of want to read it through. It's like, is this really what kind of the logic that I wanted to go through with this? And things like that. And then eventually you may find something with that, you may not. You may be like, yeah, that's exactly kind of the logic that I kind of wanted to put in there. And it's not like a mistyping or anything like that. So the next thing is to use debug.log. Now this is with Unity, but it basically like put it out on a console somewhere, so then while the game is running, you can see kind of what's happening to the code. So say for example you're going through a loop, and say it's a for loop, and you say to iterate through it 4 times. Is it actually iterating through it 4 times? Have a debug.log and debug.log, and then in there put an I. So then you can see in your console it'll be like 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's run 4 times. So that's good. So that's not the problem. And then just kind of go through each thing and check the thing. And like another thing is check if an if statement is running. So it's like in the if statement put like debug.log test or something like that. And so then if you don't see the word test in there, then obviously that if statement didn't go through. So then outside the if statement put debug.log, and then say you're checking a number, like if apples is greater than 2, then debug.log apples right before it to see what actual number apples is before the check goes, just to see. It's like, oh well, apples shouldn't be that. Then it's not the check, it's then something before it whenever you change the variable apples or whatever. And then of course with that you make small changes here or there. So it's like, this could be the problem, so I'll just kind of change it a little bit and see what happens. Even if you think it won't work, sometimes just doing that, it's like, oh well, okay, if that happened, then okay, you can kind of backtrace and basically work with the system. Because if you just see a static thing, then it's like, yeah, okay, what's really happening? But you kind of need to run through iterations of small changes to kind of really pinpoint kind of what it is, and then eventually be able to do it. So then once you're able to solve the problem and things like that, remember it. That's the one of the most important things, is because most likely you'll want to do something like that again. Say you're doing something with um, like, for example, a ladybug following you in a game, and you need it to rotate to where it faces you. So you're using like sine, cosine, tangent, things like that, and maybe hypotenuse. And so you do one method, and you find it has lots of bugs. You go through and you get it to work good, and then you kind of found the solution to it. Well then, if you're ever doing that again, you'll kind of know, okay, here are the ins and outs of it, and then you'll be able to redo it. Because, again, humans make mistakes. The only real problem is if you make the same mistake again. So, yeah, just be sure to remember kind of your iteration process and things like that that you've done before. So yeah, I think it's a really small list, but I mean that's kind of all that I could think of, because debugging, it happens a lot and it takes the most of your time. But the good thing about it is it's not a huge uh, like rules and things to go about doing debugging. It's really kind of simple to do debugging. It's just depending on the complexity of the problem and things like that. And especially if you're adding in something really complex, and you have, like, for example, a lot of new code in there, things like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say about debugging and the scrap mechanics. So I will see you in the next episode or video, whatever. Bye.